Yep, our band is shrinking. Hi, everyone, and we welcome you to our live stream of the Veterans Day Parade here in West Plains today. I'm accompanied over here to my right by Dan Williams. On my far right over there is Nick Lawson. And the parade lineup is just now making it up to the square here. And Dan, the color guard, leads the way with a classic vet pulling in behind that. Then the Zizzer marching band. Before we get too far into it, Dan, we've got sponsors for our broadcast here on the live stream today.
Yeah, happy to announce those. We've got Able Insurance, Olson Precast, Brill Title Company, Little Caesars, Wendy's of West Plains, Dennis's Specialty Cuts, Hirsch Feed and Farm Supply, the Baird Auto Group, and Casey's Sports Bar and Bistro.
And the parade lineup originated at People's Park, working its way east up West Main Street. And the flag corps leads the Zizzer Pride marching band in the lineup. A little while ago, we've got a lot of little kids that are here waving flags over on the sidewalk. They were waving their flags. They were chanting USA as the parade lineup came over the top of the hill.
Oh, they were excited.
We've got flags circling the courthouse. If I were a dog, I'd just fall over and roll around in it. I mean, this is good stuff right here. But along with the band, Dan, it looks like as we look back to the west, we've got plenty of people coming up the road here.
Well, this is my first time, so you might have to actually walk me through some of the folks that are coming through. Some of these people, me being a West Plains native, I don't always spot people as quickly as others do, but there's a lot of folks here joining up today, and it seems like it's actually, fantastic weather for it. The sun started coming out. It's nice and warm outside. Shouldn't expect anybody to be too cold. I'm sure the kids are appreciating that. Yeah, the band definitely livened things up. You could hear them coming in, from all the other side of town.
The West Plains Veterans Honor Guard makes their way up to the square with several folks sitting on the back of that float. When you have a special event and you need an honor guard, those guys can fill the bill for you. And Disabled American Veterans and Auxiliary comes up right behind them up here on the square today. Now, for those that go to all the parades, you probably already know this, the Veterans Parade won't be as long and big as, say, the Homecoming Parade or the Christmas Parade, depending on the route it takes. But we've got plenty of folks. DAV's got their vehicle in this.
Well, it's from what I understand, it gets bigger every year, too.
I think that's probably true. I think there's some truth to that. And there's one thing that about West Plains, I'm living here a little over 20 years now, is one of the first things you figure out is this town loves parades.
And its veterans.
And the veterans, too. I had suggested at one point that the city put up a billboard outside of town and just call West Plains Parade City, USA.
West Plains, we do parades.
We do parades pretty darn good. Per capita, probably better than anybody.
Yeah, actually, I do have to say that is something I got to give a lot of the towns around here a lot of credit for, is that for their size, I think town by town basis outpunch their weight class.
Absolutely. That is absolutely correct.
It's always about various different things, too, but West Plains does do its parades very well, from what I understand.
Now, another trailer pulling some veterans, saying thank you, veterans. The downside of doing parades like this is not everybody will have their trailer or their float or whatever marked as to whoever may happen to be on it. But most of the parades, I think they're just giving veterans a chance to get up there on these floats and go around and wave at people and let them wave back.
This one's Ozarks Healthcare, it looked like, so they've got their logo up on it.
Yep.
Can see it pretty clearly there. They're following too close there behind them. I didn't quite see what the banner was.
Beta Club.
Beta Club, okay. Looks like we got some more students following up, too, right behind a side-by-side.
Yeah, the Beta Club's fixing to rear end the float right there in front
Maybe they're
of
trying to
them.
climb on.
Perhaps.
I am not exactly in the best shape of my life. I wouldn't do this walk.
Well, if your car broke down, you wouldn't have a choice. So,
I'd
would you?
break down. I'd be out of breath halfway.
Maybe between the two, get you halfway home.
Yeah, something like that. I have to take like a little bit of a break. All the music dies down. Very anticlimactic.
Elementary kids coming up on the square, boy, big bunch of them, decked out in their red shirts. And I don't know this for a fact, but I would make an educated guess. This next big truck,
Got to be from the Armory, right?
You would think.
DRS?
you would think. I
One or
wouldn't,
the other.
I wouldn't think someone's got a big pole barn and they've got that parked in it, and dragging it out just for Veterans Day.
You never know. Sometimes people have some crazy stuff. It's sort of like that howitzer that's over across town.
Yeah, that'd be different.
Actually, that'd be really cool to pull during the parade. I'm surprised nobody's done that yet. Looks like we got some classic cars coming up, too.
That's one of my favorite parts of the parade, of any parade.
Now, Harlan, are you a big car guy?
Cars per se, no. Certain cars, yes.
I love the designs of cars, even if I don't always know the names. I like this yellow one here. I have no clue what it is. Love it, though.
That red Camaro, I'm all about that.
I don't know what it is. There's something about, like, the bubble shape of that car that's really cool. It's very, like, 1950s.
Made out of steel.
Oh, yeah.
And we got a sharp red Mustang coming up from behind there. And more classic cars to follow. I'm big on the late 60s Chevy Chevelle, the GTO, those cars. I'm really big on those.
I mean, it's almost right in the name, but there's just something really classy about those classic cars. Like with this this sort of maroon-colored vehicle right here, almost kind of reminds me of like the Munstermobile. Very cool.
A green Mustang came up on the square, and for a half a second, I thought that was John Thomason driving.
He's here somewhere.
He's here somewhere lurking around.
Actually, just saw Jim not too long ago, too.
Yep. And a few more cars going to make their way up on the square, and we're getting close to the back of the parade line here.
You know, thinking about it, Mike Topliff was leading the parade towards the very beginning of it. I bet he's glad he doesn't have to be in a Santa costume today.
Woof. It'll be warm.
I'm kind of hoping December cools off a little bit. November's been really nice, but, you know, it's not very fall-like right now.
Don't worry. Those days are coming. Final of our cars have made it up on the square. Kids are all waving at them, and now since the parade has thinned out, they're thinking, oh, man, we got to go back to school now. And we still got a few people coming up here.
Yeah, it looks like there's still quite a bit of a train left with vehicles coming up. I wonder what happened with the disconnect there.
Probably the cars were too fast for the fire trucks. and the
Yeah. People revving their motors too much.
Showing off a little bit. I was getting ready to say when we started, man, there's not a cloud in the sky. If you look back west, you can find a few clouds, but elsewhere, I mean, it is really, you could not have mail ordered a better day than today to have this Veterans Parade in West Plains.
Which I think is great, because with as erratic as the weather has been this year, it's nice that today actually was very nice for a parade.
Very nice. The people that provide fire protection are coming up on the square big enough, you got to go over the median.
And, you know, I'd say that they have quite a lot of veterans within their ranks.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, a lot of folks that come back from the military, you know, they from what I understand, it's a difficult time adjusting. So typically they will sort of gravitate towards jobs that have a bit of a rush to them, whether that's emergency responders or you know, EMS folks or policemen, so on and so forth.
I believe I saw Wayne Cormier driving the first of the fire trucks. Right now, coming up on the square is the truck for Brandsville. And then they'll be followed by the
South Howell
County Ambulance. Yep, sure enough.
They do a lot of stuff around here.
I thought with the gap that we had, we were probably at the back of the line, but that's not the case. We've got more folks coming up.
Yeah, it looks like the Daughters of the American Revolution are coming up here in just a little bit, it looks like. Actually, a very active group. I don't know. Have you seen their name very much around town?
Over the past couple of years, yeah.
They actually do quite a bit of stuff. I was surprised by it. Let me tell you, getting back into the newsroom for Ozark Radio, Ozark Marketing, definitely made me aware of a lot more things and a lot more organizations than I was before. If I wasn't aware of certain groups before, I certainly am now.
It's mind-boggling. It really is when you start delving into that.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like a lot of folks say that there's nothing really to do around West Plains, but I have definitely learned there are plenty of things to do and plenty of people to meet and talk to.
Daughters of the American Revolution have made it up to the square.
And there's actually a Sons of the American Revolution chapter that just started not too long ago, too.
I didn't know that.
Josiah Howell chapter.
I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
good information to have. All right, we've got 4 or 5 more cars making their way up to the square before we have our next set of marchers.
Yeah, it looks like some more classic cars, too.
Now I believe I do see the back of the line. I can see a police car with its lights on, so that's usually a pretty good indication. But Daughters of the American Revolution, they've had several.
Yeah, they've got quite a
Great.
long train here. Kids running along to keep up.
And they sped up on them, didn't they?
Yeah, Command Sergeant Major Tony Collins, it looks like, says on the side of that one.
Oh, okay.
It's a nice color on that car.
Speaking of that, I haven't seen Crockett Oaks today, have you?
I have not, actually. I did just swing by 1040 Coffee, though. They moved into Crockett's building over there with the mural on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, nice location. Actually, I feel like there's a lot of reasons to come by and see the square these days with as much as energy has been going into development down here.
Right.
Especially with the announcement of the construction of that outdoor stage, that they're wanting to set up for concerts. If you didn't have a reason to go to the square before, I think you do now.
It's a constant effort.
Yeah.
To update things, make things better, make things, more accessible, and I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah, well, and it's actually really nice that a lot of towns in this area have been spending a little bit of time on their squares, their downtown locations. From what I understand, West Main Plaza is totally full of businesses right now, and it's the first time it's been like that in years.
I'm not sure which organization.
Oh, yeah, Sons of the American Revolution.
There we go.
Yeah, the Josiah Howell chapter.
Isn't that nice of them to let the women go first?
Yeah, it's fitting.
Looks like a few of the guys there at the flag holders went to a Paul Revere rave.
It's fitting, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd keep like a trifold hat in my closet just in case.
Right. Never understood those revolutionary hats. It wouldn't keep the sun or the rain off the back of your neck or off your face.
I feel like the rain would just build up inside of it.
Yeah, tilt your head one way just to let it run out.
Maybe that's why they've got the openings on each side. Looks like Edgeler and Harper coming through with some farm equipment.
Big and orange.
Yeah, Kubota. That's usually how you can tell. Oh, yeah, there comes the Howell County Sheriff's Office with their SWAT vehicle. I love how they've got it looking like it's straight out of a Batman flick.
This is by far the biggest Veterans Parade that I've seen.
And I believe it was you that said, it gets a little bit bigger every year. I mean, it may have been someone else, though. But, I mean, look, they've got the Batman symbol right on the front.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And we've got the Howell County Sheriff's Department. They're making their way up on the square.
I bet the folks who work there compete to get, the action in on this. It's like a break from their duties, I think.
I believe that is the banner of the Fairview Flyers. Just moving up on the square. First Feed and Farm Supply.
Yeah, one of our sponsors.
Coming up now.
Oh, yeah, what group is this one?
Probably Fairview, wouldn't you think?
I'm pretty sure it's one of the local drama groups, if I had to guess from the person who's leading it there.
I'm going to guess those kids are from Fairview. Here come, you don't have to guess who these next vehicles are from. First Feed and Farm Supply.
Sign loud and clear there. Once again, big thanks to our sponsors for sponsoring this broadcast. Able Insurance, Olson Precast, Brill Title Company, Little Caesars, Wendy's of West Plains, Dennis's Specialty Cuts, Hirsch Feed and Farm Supply, the Baird Auto Group, and Casey's Sports Bar and Bistro. Without sponsors like this, we wouldn't be able to operate like we do, so it's pretty fantastic that you guys all work with us to make this possible.
Got a big red Farmall tractor coming up on the square. Followed by another tractor, which is, at least by appearances,
Holy smokes.
considerably older.
Yeah, that looks like that would belong with the Older Irons Club.
Yeah, in fact, I wouldn't doubt that thing was at the Older Irons Club.
That thing
year.
is old, antique.
All right, is that a Humvee that this truck is carrying on the trailer behind it?
That's what it looks like. I wonder if it's somebody's personal or if it's one from like DRS or something.
Don't know, but it is chained down. It ain't going anywhere, I can tell you that.
Maybe it can't move.
Probably the idea behind all those chains and things.
Oh, I mean, I wonder about the engine.
I would imagine it. Just guessing.
This looks like South Fork here. Is that what that said there?
Yep. South Fork. We are the future because of you, and a float with some hay bales and a flag and red, white, blue balloons. Kids waving their flags.
Oh, they're having fun tossing the candy out.
Yeah, they've always been on the other end of the candy thing on the receiving end. Now they get to dish it out
Yeah, but you can kind of tell that they're even enjoying that part, you know?
and have other little kids holler at them, "Hey, throw me some candy."
Well, I mean, it's like I've said before. I think kids or adults alike, everybody's always looking for a chance to celebrate something somehow, you know? And it's good that we give them a chance to do that. Especially getting the kids involved. I mean, otherwise, why would they give importance to things if you didn't involve them somehow?
Now, Dan, every one of these people that I've seen walk up here to the square and on their way to the Civic Center, I haven't seen anyone breaking down or running out of breath yet.
That doesn't guarantee that I would make it.
Seen a few people I thought might be a little shaky, but no, they're doing just fine.
Looks like Republican women.
Republican Women's Club comes up on the square next, and I got a feeling that the Hughes Company is coming on the square.
Hughes Towing. Definitely seen them on the side of more than a couple of crashes.
Right there is a big wrecker for big rigs. Gets to get on the horn a little bit.
There's a lot of lights on that thing. I did not realize how many lights were on it. Looks like some more Hughes coming up here, too.
It would appear so.
You think that maybe that they have to have that many lights on it because if they're dragging a wide load, they have to have those on?
Well, you certainly want people to be able to see you, plus the fact it's pretty cool.
Yeah. People do love light shows, and it doesn't matter what the context is there.
That's right.
West Plains Lock and Key, great people. I've had to use them more than a few times.
There's probably more people that are familiar with West Plains Lock and Key than would care to admit. Those guys are great.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, I got myself a vehicle that's got one of those smart locks. I got the little key fob. Let me tell you, that was something hard to get used to, and I was glad they were able to help me out. Veterans Directed Care, Ozark Independent Living.
Oh, okay. They got a really nice float, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They did a great job on that.
Well, look at this. It's Mardi Gras, too. They're handing out beads over there. This is of some sort. Happy birthday to the Marine Corps, belatedly, as they come up on the square with the American and Marine Corps flags.
You know, it's also really fitting that this is coming just a little bit after an election, too. I bet a lot of folks are really feeling that vibe.
Yep.
West Plains Senior Center. They do a lot of stuff. A lot of folks just seem to think that senior centers are just the place for seniors to go to, but they don't realize, you know, anybody can go in there and get the meals or participate in activities. I almost think that a lot of senior centers need to rebrand to community centers.
Shoot game pool.
Yeah, you can do all sorts of things. Check out your local senior centers in your area. It doesn't matter if you're from West Plains or Willow Springs, Houston, wherever. I'm sure they do some stuff that you'd be more than welcome to join in on.
Got a few more folks, but, you know, I forgot my parade rule.
FFA.
My parade rule is, you know, it's toward the end when you see the horses coming along.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I wouldn't want to have to come from behind them.
That's why they go last.
At least it's not like goats or something. Be a little awkward to ride those.
And we'll hang with it and get a shot of the horses as they come up on the square, and we're about to
Yeah, here comes our Ozark marketing vehicle.
pull the curtain down.
James, the hitman, heard himself. Look at
Is
him
that
wave.
James? It is James. Well, I know where he could have got some candy if he needed some. I don't see him flinging. He may be out.
Lots of horses coming up through here.
One year we were undersupplied for candy for one of the parades. I think it's a homecoming parade. We got about halfway down the hill up there, about where the West Main Plaza sign is, and ran out of candy.
How did that happen?
I had a rookie with me.
Oh, they tossed out way too much,
Yes.
didn't they?
Yes.
Didn't ration it out.
Didn't ration it
Rookie
out.
mistake.
So we've been better prepared in recent years.
You know, this is not exactly super on topic, but it's about candy. I found out recently that apparently it is a West Plains tradition for there to be a certain house that is not far from the college campus that gives away full-size candy bars, like the big king-size ones.
Really?
Yeah. Supposedly it was a big thing. There was even in like the papers there for a while back. And I mean, again, just something I learned about West Plains that apparently has been a tradition for many, many years. Trick-or-treaters love to go to that house.
About a dozen horses bring up the end of our parade here today as the riders come up.
I like how they got the hat on that one for the ears and everything, too.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is cool. So that's just about the extent of it. Dan and our sponsors, you can watch the parade anytime you want to, but the live stream will be available on our YouTube page and on our Facebook pages. Dan, who are our sponsors again?
Yeah, let's go through it one more time. Big thanks to our sponsors making all of this possible. Able Insurance, Olson Precast, Brill Title Company, Little Caesars, Wendy's of West Plains, Dennis's Specialty Cuts, Hirsch Feed and Farm Supply, the Baird Auto Group, Casey's Sports Bar and Bistro. Big thanks once again to our sponsors for making all of this possible. If you guys would like to be one of our sponsors for any future events, you can always give us a call at the Ozark Marketing Group. We're just off of going out East 160. Pretty close to the elementary school there. We could do a lot of stuff for you. But for right now, big thanks to these individuals in particular. They do a lot of stuff within the community.
Anyway, that'll just about do it for us. Again, thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to
This is my middle name.
Nick Lawson over here, too, handling